History of Antarctica continent. The history of Antarctica as a continent is relatively short, as it was not discovered until the early 19th century. However, the landmass that makes up Antarctica has a much longer geological history. Around 200 million years ago, Antarctica was part of the supercontinent Gondwana, which also included South America, Africa, India, Australia, and parts of the Middle East. Over time, Gondwana began to break apart, and Antarctica started to separate from the other landmasses. Around 25 million years ago, Antarctica began to drift southward, and its climate started to cool significantly. By about 14 million years ago, the continent was covered in ice, and it has remained mostly ice-covered ever since. The first recorded sighting of Antarctica by humans was in 1820 when a Russian expedition led by Fabian Gottlieb von Bellingshausen and Mikkel Lazarev spotted the continent. Over the next few decades, several explorers, including James Clark Ross and John Biscoe, made further sightings and mapped parts of the coastline. In 1895, a Norwegian explorer named Carstens Borchgrevink led the first confirmed landing on the Antarctic mainland. This marked the beginning of a new era of exploration and scientific research on the continent. In the early 20th century, several expeditions, including those led by Robert Falcon Scott, Ernest Shackleton, and Roald Amundsen, aimed to reach the South Pole. Scott's ill-fated Terra Nova expedition in 1912 resulted in the deaths of him and his team, while Amundsen successfully reached the pole. After these early expeditions, Antarctica became a focus of scientific research. In 1959, the Antarctic Treaty was signed by 12 countries, including the United States, the Soviet Union, and the United Kingdom. The treaty established Antarctica as a scientific preserve and banned military activity, mineral mining, and nuclear testing on the continent. Since then, Antarctica has been a hub for scientific research, with numerous countries operating research stations on the continent. The study of Antarctica's climate, geology, and ecosystems has provided valuable insights into global climate change and the Earth's history. Today, Antarctica remains a pristine and largely untouched wilderness, protected by international agreements. It continues to be a site of ongoing scientific exploration and a symbol of international cooperation.